We're back, and it is looking ahead to another week. And of course, we need that Monday just to reflect back on what was a tremendous weekend, both from a human athlete and an equine athlete weekend, both on the coast and here on the Highvelds. We had our Grade 3 Jubilee yesterday, and an overdue winner for the Tony Peter trained that is Meridius, who certainly has been banging on that door loudly. We've got Mr. Marie with us, and just before we do introduce Mr. Marie, a reminder that we've got our socials. You can like us on X, or indeed you can get in touch with us on our WhatsApp number. Right, let's quickly get to Mr. Marie. I'm sure he's got a comment or two to make before we get into our 10 race program, which comes through from Hollywood Bets, Kenilworth, Bipot being the first exotic to get underway. Very good morning to you, sir.
Morning to you, Cecil.
And I hope you're like me. I'm sure you're like me. You're really still absorbing everything that happened over the weekend.
Yeah, I think Muzi stole the show with both features.
Yes.
The Saturday and the Sunday features. Congratulations to him. And then to all the winners and to Richard Faree on that incredible milestone that he's achieved. So, yeah, he's gonna set a real record. He's still got what 7 weeks
I
to
don't know,
go.
there's some suspension talk.
I heard him say he wants to reach 365. So that equates to 1 winner a day, 7 winners a week.
That's not, yes, I did hear the 7, because I was at a distance. That will lead us nicely into where we're going to now. It's the first leg of the Bipot, and we're certainly looking forward to the start of a new week at Hollywood Bets at Kenilworth. And we do have from a distance at 28 to 10, 11 to 2 about the second favorite. Back of the Georgia, 7 to 1 about numbers 2 and 13. That is Double Dash and American Ultra. Competitive start to the Bipot, Mr. Murray. Quite a few met behind Artiste last time out, and coming out best of all is the 16 from a distance.
Yes, Cecil. And in my opinion, her two biggest rivals are numbers 9 and 11, and she holds them quite comfortably on that run beyond Artiste. Now, Artiste did contest the Somerset 1200 ran beyond Lion Rampart in her next start, so she's quite highly regarded. I love the improvement from a distance showed from run 1 to run 2. Extremely well related.
Yes.
Her siblings are distant winter and faraway winter, both above average sprinters. So I actually thought 28 to 10 was quite generous. I believe she'll take a lot of beating. Out of all the form lines, I do believe she brings the strongest form into the race. So I don't really see her rivals reversing the form with her. I just want to touch on number 7 over here, Pocket Dial. I liked her debut. Now, she is held by back at the George, but I thought she progressed nicely. Just why didn't Richard Faree opt for her over my only weakness? I'd like to see how she goes. Maybe she's one to follow in her next start, but I'm bankering from a distance.
All right, let's confirm the Bipot, which starts race number 2, the second of 10 races at Hollywood Bets at Kenilworth. Escape Racing Sales Maiden Juvenile Plate, and the time to take note of is 25 past 12. That is race number 2. Thanks so much for Daryl's suggestion to that first leg. By and large, big fields on Tuesday afternoon. A great meeting to look forward to, and I'm sure the exotic players will be chomping at the bit to get racing on Tuesday underway. Race 3 is the first leg of the popular place accumulator. Time is 1 o'clock. Now, the favorite is the 7 Mon Petit Cherie. One run for the Brett Crawford stable. Gareth Wright retains the ride as he's now the retained rider for the ownership. That is Ridgemont, and that is into 28 to 10 from 3 to 1. Second favorite is the one Oktoberfest that one time was the co-favorite, but the money has come for the former. Oktoberfest, that name has a familiar ring about it, the ownership of a familiar ring about it, and of course the trainer knows the family. Aldo de Mayo on a first-time Oktoberfest, that is at 3 to 1. Mr. Marie, do we need to look beyond those two for race number 3?
I'm happy enough bankering number 7 Mon Petit Cherie in the place accumulator, Cecil. Lovely debut. Ran behind Symphony in White, sorry.
Yes.
We ran third in the Grade 1, Alan Robertson. Just touched off.
Yes.
Second in that race was Kind of Wonderful. She was unlucky in her next start. She got touched off by All Out for 6, closing in hand of her fist. Fourth in that race was Worldcraft, who came out and won her next start. Now, she will be looking for further in time to come, but she's going to love the step up to 1200, an extra 200 she gets today. So I'm hoping it's not on the sharp side for her, and I do believe out of all the race runners, she is the one to be with over here. I thought the 28 to 10 is actually quite generous. Now, I do have healthy respect for number one, Oktoberfest. Let me just read the comment in the front of the computer form. Nice filly, maybe green, but she does have ability. Now, we all know she's related to two Grade 1 winners in Tempting Fate and October Morn. She is out of Master of My Fate. So if she doesn't find this on the sharp side, I think she can be competitive, just strictly based on the comment in the book and her breeding. So let's see how she goes. But I'm taking my chances. I'm bankering Mon Petit Cherie in all bets.
All right, so it is a banker in the Bipot, that second leg, the 7, and also a banker in the first leg of the PA. And that is a 2-year-old daughter of Rafif out of a Galileo mare, Exotic, Brett Crawford, and a Gareth Wright teaming up, hoping to have success at the second time of asking. Off time to race 3 is 1 o'clock. All right, so you've got Monday off as far as local racing is concerned, but lots of overseas racing to be found on our channel. But of course, you'll have time to WhatsApp us, and that is via our number, or you can love us on our X handle and let us know what is going on around you in terms of racing. But we're going to be talking about the Pick 6 now, and that starts race number 4. Now, race number 4, again, a big field. It's a Cape Town, Cape Turf Club Syndicates Open Maiden. It's over the 1200 meters, and we've got the 8, Cliff Swallow, at 18 to 10. 9 to 2 is the next best. The one, Becky Sharp, rather. The 14 lead to Glory is at 5 to 1. 8 to 1, and better bar those. So the 8, that is the current favorite, Mr. Marie. Brett Crawford and Richard Free this time, and I think come by the acceptance speeches at the end of the season. Brett Crawford will be another one that Richard has to pay respect to and give thanks to.
Yeah, he's ridden quite a few winners for him, especially in those. Is it Mr.
Gujarat colors, the blue with the red or maroon sash.
Correct. Yes. Yeah, Cecil, I think this is more tricky than what the market suggests. Yeah. Because it is an open maiden, Cecil.
Yeah.
So although, yes, he does have the form to be very competitive, he's lugging a lot of weight over here, 61 kilograms. Yeah. And he has been a bit of a disappointment. I think people have expected him to get it right by now. Don't know what the jockey arrangements are.
Yeah.
But maybe Mr. Free does have some affiliation with Mr. Gudaja. He is part owner of Cliff Swallow.
Yes.
Now, Thames Knight, this horse was highly regarded by his previous yard, Mr. Pete Buerter. What's interesting is, yeah, they're coming right back in trip. And he does have a few kilos in swing, well, not swing, in his favor compared to Cliff Swallow. He only carries 58.5. So I'm expecting improvement from him. He's having his second yard, start for his new yard. But Cecil, being a maiden handicap or open maiden, I'm looking towards the 3-year-old filly of here, Becky Sharp.
Yes.
Now, she's having her peak run. Last time out, she finished alongside a filly who's very, very consistent in Elorix. In her penultimate start, her second career start, she gave 1,000 kisses, 8.5 kilograms. She didn't have a rating by then.
Yeah.
So that was a better effort than what it appears on paper. And she was in need of that because it was her first run after arrest. So with 55 to shoulder, having her peak run, I can certainly see her being competitive over here. If you are going wider, Help me with the pronunciation of number 2.
Joie de flûte.
Joie de Flute.
Uh-huh.
I'd possibly
Joie
include
de
him.
Flute,
He's
yeah.
a 2-year-old, lightly raced. He can make further progress. So, yeah, I've gone with numbers 1, 2, 5, and 8. Like I say, I think it's more competitive than the market suggests.
Thank you very, very much. That is race number 4. This is a pick 3, by the way. No pick 6 suggestion from Mr. Marie this afternoon. 1, 2, 5, and 8 would be the minimum you need for that first leg of the pick 3, and then you tapers out as you go through the second and third leg. 3 horses in the second, and 6 and 10 round off that pick 3, and that is with the running of race number 6. Okay, so it is time for that first jackpot to get underway, race number 5. A reminder that it is 10 races on the program, so the second jackpot only starts in race number 7. But staying with race number 5, it is again a Richard Furry on a favourite, this time for another stable that he has worked wonders with, and that is Glen Carson Ticking Bomb. 7-2, 4-1, the 6 Elorix, what was just alluded to by Mr. Marie. 17-2 is the 8 United We Stand, and then the 1 Cops Hoop is at 10-1, along with the 5 Rocking Peony. That is also 10-1, 12-1, and better. That is the first leg of the first jackpot. Another maiden handicap, if you like, an open maiden over the 1400 meters, Mr. Marie.
Number 1, Sis, what did you say?
Cops Hoop. All right.
Whoop.
Whoop, okay. And I knew when I said it that I'm going to get a correction. Okay.
No, Cecil, once again, it's an open maiden, so tread with caution. Yeah, few equipment changes here, Cec.
Yes.
The favourite, please take note, it's a compression mask and cheek pieces.
Okay, that is the 3.
A little bit of a headgear change of their equipment change. And the tongue tie gets fitted.
Yeah.
So, now in her last 2 starts, she's contested races against winners behind Kelp Forest and Grandiosa. But last time out, she never got handy. She's much better when she's up on the pace. So I think we can excuse her, and she can certainly bounce back. But you know, when you're up on the pace, Cecil, on the winter course with the shorter running, it's certainly beneficial. So Richard from a neat draw, that's already half the battle won. I like her chances over here. Number 5, Rocking Peony. I think she does represent a bit of value. Tried the blinkers in her last 2 starts. What's most important is she's been settling with him. And I like the progress she was showing. She was staying on starkly last time out. Over the 1200, she now gets stepped up to the 1400. I think that's more in her favour than it is with United We Stand, who finished ahead of her. So I'm leaning towards her, and I'm favouring her to reverse the form with United We Stand. If you want to go further, have a look how Becky Sharp goes in the previous race, because Elorix represents that form line. She's ultra consistent. She did try further early on in her career. She's possibly strengthened up by now, and maybe will appreciate going the extra once again. But yeah, 3 from 5 in that order. Respect for the 6.
All right, so that is the jackpot. The first leg as wide as you can. Second leg, we do have a banker, and that will be number 6, the Kelp Forest, and thereafter it's wide in legs 3 and 4. That is courtesy of Mr. Darren Burrows, and again, as is his wont, he is bullish to banker his own horse in leg number 2, that is race 6. All right, so we move on to leg 2 of that first jackpot, and it is the penultimate leg of the Bipot. That is race number 6 at Hollywood Bets Kenilworth on Tuesday. And at this early stage, not too many changes are forthcoming. Let's just confirm any equipment changes that have come through for race 6. Number 9, you can take the blinkers off, and that is Steinbeck. That comes back, and that has no blinkers on. And that will be it for race number 6. Steinbeck, once highly regarded. Let us see how it goes. And on the mark, markets, Steinbeck is easily back at 12 to 1. It is Mr. Burrows is a banker in that jackpot we put up starting in race number 5. That is the favorite. He co-owns Kelp Forest and is a co-favorite. That is at 4 to 1. With number 10, Slurricane. The 11 and Night Bomber is at 9 to 2 in from 5 to 1. 7 to 1 about the 4 touchdown. And then you've got 8 to 1 about the 5 in the bag. Now, the 8, Keyboard and Lesedi, is at 17 to 2, nibbled that in from 9 to 1. It is 12s and better, bar those quoted runners. So that is number 9, Steinbeck, easily back at 12 to 1. That handicap is slowly coming down. We'll be racing off an 81 on in the 6th race. We know Justin once held Steinbeck in high regard, eh? And I'm sure he still does because it is in his care.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what to make of him, sis. I don't think as a 5-year-old now he's really got much more to come. I think
I'm not mistaken in the breeding there, huh? I'm not mistaken in the breeding there, the connections of Steinbeck. Who's it related to?
Charles?
Yes, the Marlin lady. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. He's bred in the purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cecil. I had a look at this race now. Slurricane beats Sports Unite.
Yes.
I think giving him 6.5 kilograms, and then Kelp Forest beats Sports Unite, giving him 1.5 kilograms, if I'm not mistaken. So if you're using Sports Unite as the line horse,
yes,
you'd probably be favouring Slurricane slightly. He's also a horse that likes to be ridden up on the pace, if not in front. And I had a look at the horses drawn on his inside. They don't really have much pace, besides Das Gut, number 7. So I think if Slurricane can overcome his draw and get into a nice rhythm up front, I can certainly see him being very competitive. I don't think there are too many that can challenge him for that lead, so he might get it really easy. But I do have healthy respect for the suggested bet of here by Darren Burrows. That's a win bet on number 6, Kelp Forest. Now, I still believe he's at his best over 1400. I think Grant van Niekerk will certainly suit him. He's yet to ride him, but I think his soft hands will suit this type of horse. He likes to be settled. That's most important when it comes to his chances. He needs to relax in running. And I think with the removal of the cheek pieces last time out, that he did just that, and he quickened up beautifully. So if he's moving well on the day, I think he could be the possible one to go and trouble Slurricane up front. So I'm not looking past the two of them, 6 and 10, to fight it out.
Yeah, I'm just having a look and I'm double checking. Mr. Aldo de Meyer, the last time out, he was waxing lyrical about the feel he got from the horse, the look, etc. The best he's seen in a long, long time. I thought he might have retained the ride there, but
yeah, he can't do the weight.
He can't do that with 56.5.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is explained. And then just the last question for you, because you have your ears and eyes everywhere. S.J. Donahoe. Who is S.J. Donahoe?
He's a
Stevie?
Yes.
It is Stevie Donahoe.
I think he has signed up some contract with the owner of Des McLaughlin. I think he's the Mauritius owner.
I didn't. That's went beyond me.
Yeah.
Very useful jockey, Mr. Stevie Donahoe.
We're going to be seeing him more often.
Okay.
Going forward, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's have that selection. Confirmed it is a Kelp Forest for a win, courtesy of Darren Burrows. And jump in as soon as you do see this preview. It is at 4 to 1. And they say that once the Barrowettes get involved, it will be at 28 to 10. That is, of course, my name for all the following that go follow Mr. Darren Burrows. Well, the word is that the 400 can be attained. A word from Mr. Marie following the utterances of the man himself. He's looking at 365 as the mark that he wants to set for the next aspirant to whatever incentive or to just break that record. You let us know via our X handle or our WhatsApp number what you think Richard will finally end up with, because certainly the hunger is still there. Right, let's get to race number 7. And this is the Wolf Power Syndicator Cape Beast Stakes. Is over the mile. And the favoritism in race number 7. It is again another 14-runner field that awaits us. So it is no shortage of runners for the seventh race. And number 7, Katsu, is at 7 to 2 from 15 to 4. 9 to 2 is number 10, Bardolino. Now, number 14, Quartermain, that is at 5 to 1. And number 7, Natiam, is at 13 to 2. It's 13 to 2 about the 2. The very consistent Tyrion Lannister. It is at 12 to 1 and better about those. You had that local debutante at the 17 racecourse yesterday who contested the Egg Golly Mile, owned by the Verners and trained by Alec Laird now since it relocated. And it had Tyrion Lannister form line as its last form line, and a decent run indeed.
Greeting my master.
Greeting my master.
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate in
Yes,
running. He got
yes.
cramped towards the outside.
But then again, the word is the one in the same silks was unlucky because it gave space to the one that was cramped. So, anyway, but that's just racing, huh? So many observations.
Yeah, you need luck in running when it
Yes.
comes to racing. So
Yes.
you know, all these horses are rated to be very competitive. So what distinguishes the winner is who's feeling well on the day and luck in running.
Yes, yes.
So we are dealing with flesh and blood. Yeah, Katsu in good form. Yet to really trouble the judge over the mile. So I don't know if that's a negative, him coming back to 1600, but he's very consistent. Then you got the likes of Quartermain and Bardolino. Nothing separating them on form. I think Quartermain's a kilo and a half better off. But Bardolino last time out quickened up smoothly with Gareth right in the irons. So I can certainly see him going back to back. Cecil, have a look at the rating of number 9, Willie John. He's having his third run after being gelded. He's dropped from a 98 to a 92. That's 6 pounds in one start. I think if you're playing wider, number 9 could be the sneaker in the pack of the year. Number 8, there's a headgear change. The blinkers go on, Scalini. You know, in his penultimate start, he ran above his rating behind Coastal Commander. I think, talking about that, Greeting My Master was in that race too, if I'm not mistaken. But with the blinkers going on, I think we can see some improvements on his behalf. And if you want to go wider, certainly Tyrion Lannister and the likes of No Apologies come into play. I think this is a very tricky race. I went as wide as possible. Unfortunately, I couldn't afford to go the field.
Okay, yeah, Mr. Burrows, I think, did the same thing in his Jackpot. And I think you guys are of the same thought process, and it does suggest that it is a race that could be filled with not only one but many minefields, potential minefields. That is race number 7, the start of Jackpot 2. Well, one of the most interesting aspects of computer form in recent months has been the runner that's on the cover of the edition for that relevant meeting. And in this instance, it is the favorite Green Mandarin, who's at a 3 to 1 co-favorite with the 3-2 a penny. The one Give Me More Time is at 5 to 1. 5 to 1 is the 5 Diamond Rock. It is 13 to 2 about number 7, and that is Baton Rouge. That's a 17 to 2 and better bar those. So that's a betting for an 1800 meter perfectly placed Cape B Stakes. And we should be off with the first leg of the last pick 3 at 5 minutes to 4. Green Mandolin, as far as your pecking order is concerned, Mr. Marie, where does that rank? By the way, let me just say that Night Ruler is to race with the no tongue tie.
No tongue tie.
That is the 4 no tongue tie of the 4.
Now, Green Mandarin's in great form. Form line of his last start hasn't really lit up yet. But, you know, he's obviously in a great space, and I can certainly see him featuring over here. I think it's a little bit of a tougher task than his last victory over here. So I think he needs to step up, and he could possibly just do that. Have a look at the best weighted over here. 2 pennies actually slung in. She's 7 pounds.
Yes.
Well in over here. That equates to 3.5 kilograms. But I might just add that if you like her chances, Give Me More Time, number 1, at the same weight terms, has only got half a length to make up. So very little separating the two of them on paper. Have a look at number 5 here, who's possibly going to be my top choice. Go back to the Green Mandarin run, Cecil. He's 5 kilograms better off. With Green Mandarin, and he had excuses on that occasion. Then in his last start, He's 4 kilograms bet off with Baton Rouge, who won extremely convincingly in his last start. So he has to be taken seriously. Azuri, number 8. I think there's a lot more to come from this son of Pomodoro. I liked his victory and how he quickened up when winning his maiden. So yeah, I think it's very tricky. I'm leaning towards Diamond Rock as my top pick, but I've got respect for all of numbers 1, 2, 3, 7, and 8.
Well, it'll be interesting to see the outcome of race number 7. I was saying to you off camera, we had mentioned the name Jeff Woodruff and the saddle, Lucinda saddles the 12 Katsu, who comes out of that same form line on the 5th of May as the one that gave me more time. So that could also be a point if you're taking pick 3s.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And that is another pick 3, courtesy of Mr. Marie. The outlay is 54 Rand. It's the last chance to get involved in a pick 3 on Tuesday. It is over the 1800 meters. This is a perfectly placed KB stakes, and that is 5 to 4 the off time.